Hi everybody. So this is not exactly a normal video for this channel, but I did want to say hi and let you know I am alive. I made one video this year at the beginning of the year and then promptly disappeared. As you can see, things have changed. I am in a new house. We did move towards the end of January, and promptly after that we all got really sick, and I've been constantly sick basically since the end of January. We've been dealing with sickness, and so it's been really slow going. If you can hear, my voice sounds a little different. That's because I'm still trying to get over whatever is happening here. I've been sick the whole month with different things, and this last thing I just haven't been able to kick, but I'm finally like feeling a little bit more human and just learning to live with it. But yeah, we're in our new house, and this is gonna be a completely unedited video, which I don't usually do and I try not to do, but it's either this or you won't see me for a while longer. I don't have my computer set up yet. That's not even out right now. So I can't really edit anything. I guess I could try to edit things on my phone, but like, I don't know. It's already like very casual because I mean, just look at the backdrop. So we're trying to unpack little by little, but it's been really challenging with baby and working full time. We haven't had any time off work or anything, of course, to unpack and get settled. So it's just kind of doing things while we can, when we can, and it's been crazy. And then being sick on top of that, it's been a really rough start to the year 2023. I've only finished one book this year, and it was Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, and that's all I've completed. I have been in the middle of a couple other things which I wanted to talk to you about. Sorry, Dusty. Sorry, Dusty. Dusty's right here. I am in the middle of Babel by Kuang, which I am enjoying. I'm reading it super slowly because I have just really limited time to physically read. If I read anything, I'm much faster with audiobook right now, because usually if I pick up a physical book, it's at night typically, and I might read a few pages before I fall asleep. So Babel is something I have been chipping away at. I'm almost, apparently there's no bookmark in there. There it is. Almost, well, I can't even say almost halfway. Now that I look at it, it doesn't actually look like I'm almost halfway. So I'm gonna be halfway. Maybe in a little bit. But it is a little bit more dry than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a little more on the fantasy side, and it's definitely more on the historical side. And it's about kind of a little bit of a fantastical version of Oxford University in the 1800s. And I really enjoy the setting and the just the tone of it. But the story itself has been slow going, and it'll be interesting to see like where it picks up, and kind of like I kind of think I know what the point of this book is, but it's been really slow to get to the point. And then the magic element of this book is in the form of like an element, specifically silver. So this book is about translation, and all these students at Oxford University in the translation department, and it's really about how translation and languages form society and form empires, and how empires can use language to control other nations. And it's just about like commodities and trade and power between different countries. And the big power at the center of the book is Britain, is the UK, and they are kind of the ones on top right now. And there's this like there's this like secret society that's kind of trying to like undermine them a little bit and trying to shape history in some way that we don't really know yet. At least I don't know at this point. So Babel has been an interesting read. I like our main character, Robin. He's a boy from China, and he's sort of recruited and taken in under very mysterious circumstances to Oxford and given this opportunity to be a student at Oxford. And we find he's very valuable because for some reason that isn't completely revealed to us yet, the Eastern languages are something that Britain is trying to kind of collect, and they're trying to gain some knowledge about the Eastern languages like of China and India, and we're kind of trying to figure out why they would need that, why they want that. So that's Babel a little bit in a nutshell as far as I understand it so far. So it's been good, but it's been a slow read for me. But that's okay. I'm really not in a hurry to do anything right now. I'm just trying to survive my life. So after I finish that, I plan on picking up my next book of the month, which is Maame by Jessica George. So once I finish Babel, which who knows if I hope I'll finish that in March. I plan to finish that in March. But next on deck for book of the month is Maame, which is a contemporary book about a woman from Ghana, and I think she lives in London, and I think it follows kind of her, a little bit of like an early adult kind of coming of age story. I think there's some like dating at the center and like her trying to date people, and I don't know, there's something about the description that grabbed me. So even though it doesn't seem like a typical read for me, but I don't know, there's something about this book that intrigued me, and I read, and on book of the month, before you decide on what you want to read, there is a little description, or like it'll take like the first page of the book and it'll let you read it. And out of the choices, I liked the writing of this one the most. So we'll see how I take to that one whenever I get to it. Another book that I am currently reading is The Cloud of Unknowing by an anonymous author. This is a book that Christy and Emma, and I'm actually an unofficial host as well. I just didn't ever say anything about this book, but we're technically co-hosts. I'm technically a co-host for this, even though I disappeared from BookTube for a couple months. So this is an ancient text by what we believe to be probably a monk, someone in the Catholic faith, and it is Christian mysticism writing, and it's good. I think I haven't quite gotten in my groove with this yet, but it's very short, and this was our Lent read along. So you are welcome to join us for this. I have enjoyed what I've read so far. I'm just not very far in. I've only read a little bit. So trying to get in the habit of reading that for Lent and just read it a little bit every day. And also, I apologize for any book that I don't have a physical copy of. I'm not going to have a picture here like I usually do because, again, not editing. So that I apologize for. I'll try to put the books that I talk about in the description so that you can go back and reference them. Another thing that is kind of getting me to come out of my BookTube hiatus is Middle Grade March. And so I do have a little bit of a Middle Grade March plan. I actually, before I talk about that, I'm in the middle of another book called The Silent Patient by George Michaelides. I don't remember the first name, but I think the last name is Michaelides. And The Silent Patient is a thriller. I'm listening to this on audio. I needed something like quick and snappy and easy to listen to. And so I picked this up. I know I have a physical copy of it, but I don't have access to it right now. Actually, all of my books are still packed. So I have not unpacked really anything. That's why like the only physical books I have right now are book of the month. So everything else, almost everything else is packed up. I do have access to maybe 2 other books. I have access to Demons by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I have access to Wise Blood by Flannery O'Connor. Neither of which I finished. I was supposed to read them in January and February, and I didn't. So yeah, I might come back to those at some point this year, but not right now, because right now I just need like easy things. I need easy things to read, and my brain just can't handle anything else at the moment. So Middle Grade March, Middle Grade March TBR. So I do want to read A Rover's Story by Jasmine Warga, which is the group read, and this just sounds like something I'm gonna love, and they tend to pick good books for the group reads. So this looks really good. It looks like Wall-E, and so I love Wall-E. It's like a sci-fi book about this little like robot guy, and he's a rover and roving around the planet, and I'm just excited for that because anything that gives me Wall-E vibes, I'm all for. So I will be reading that. I do have access to Keeper of the Lost Cities on Scribd for an ebook. However, I tend to be really bad at reading ebooks, and I tend to give up on them because I don't enjoy reading on my iPad or my phone, which is all I have. I don't have a Kindle, and I've been thinking about getting a Kindle, especially right now with my books all packed. So maybe this is the time for me to get a Kindle. But Keeper of the Lost Cities is on my radar. I have a physical copy of this if I happen to unpack it, if I happen to do that. I was hoping to unpack some books today, but they're like the book boxes are kind of under some other stuff in the garage, so I'd have to like move. It's a whole project. I'd have to move some stuff around in the garage, so maybe I can find it in March. But Keeper of the Lost Cities is a series that I've really wanted to start. It's by Shannon Messenger, if I didn't mention that. Still have a cough, fighting that. Another prompt of Middle Grade March is a book that's an award winner that was not a Newbery winner, so a different award other than Newbery. And for this, I'm picking Pax by Sara Pennypacker. Pennypacker. Sorry, this is a funny last name. I didn't expect that to sound that way when I said it. Sara Pennypacker. That's a cool last name. She's won a few awards for different books, and Pax just appealed to me because it's an animal companion kind of book. It's about a boy and his fox, and I think something bad happens and they get separated. I think it's possibly a World War II era book, and so I expect this to make me cry. It sounds sad. If it's involving a boy and his animal, books are always sad. So, and it's set in World War II. So probably it will be a sad read, but it sounds like a lovely read. So Pax was a National Book Award long list book, I think. So I'm not sure if that counts if it was long listed. Does that count as winning an award? I don't know, but that's my pick. So hopefully it counts. Another book that I would like to read for Middle Grade March is Forget Me Not by Ellie Terry. And this is for the prompt of a neurodivergent main character. And the main character of this book has Tourette's syndrome. And I actually picked this because I have a student in one of my classes who also has Tourette's syndrome. And I've had to learn how to work with her. And I love her. She's a great kid. And she loves music class. I teach music, and she loves music class. But I have had to figure her out and learn a little bit about Tourette's syndrome. So that's what made me pick this one. Forget Me Not by Ellie Terry. It looks good. And I think the last middle grade book I have on my radar is going to be a reread for me, but it's been many years. Like, I read this when I was in grade school, and I remember it actually gave me nightmares. So I wanted to reread it and see how I feel about it as an adult. Like, will it still give me nightmares? I don't know. But it's Island of the Blue Dolphins. And I'm not even sure why it gave me nightmares exactly. I think there was like a scene with wolves or something, and I think that scared me. But Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell. This is kind of a classic middle grade book. I did read it when I was a kid, and what was the prompt? Oh, the prompt for this one was ocean on the cover. So Island of the Blue Dolphins. It has many of the covers have a ocean on the cover. So that is my Middle Grade March TBR, and then some, what I'm in the middle of. And yeah, so I am reading, and I'm hoping that Middle Grade March kind of like boosts my reading a little bit more and gets me moving a little bit. And actually, most of these books I have access to on audio. The only ones I don't have access to on audio are these two, and then The Cloud of Unknowing, I have an ebook, so I'm hoping that goes okay for me. And Keeper of the Lost Cities, I don't have access to an audiobook. Everything else I have audio, so I should be able to get some good middle grade reading in the month of March. Let me know what you're planning on reading in the month of March. This was kind of like a currently reading TBR and a future TBR at the same time, and hopefully this video didn't drive you too crazy because it's unedited. But thank you so much for watching. I will make an effort to not completely disappear from BookTube, and hopefully I can find some sort of normalcy soon. I can't promise that I'm going to be like weekly posting at this point, probably not till my computer gets set up. I really want to have access to that, because yeah, it's hard for me to do unedited videos just mentally. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, but we're just trying to get settled, trying to I don't know, take care of life and not go crazy. It's been a hard start to the year, guys, like a really hard start to the year. I've been a little bit bummed out and depressed, to be honest, because I just haven't been able to get my feet under me, and I think we're finally starting to get there, but we're not quite there yet. So I appreciate you guys watching and still being here through the madness. And I've missed talking to you guys. I've missed having BookTube in my life, and I miss talking to bookish people. So let me know what you're reading in the month of March. Are you participating in Middle Grade March? I know there's also March Mystery Madness that's happening, which I've never participated, but maybe someday I will. But I just wanted to focus on Middle Grade March this year. So let me know what your reading plans are. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Keep reading great books, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.